and thank you so much to Rachel for this delightful speech this morning, in spite of it all. And that title, when it was read out, in me struck the fear of God in me. I thought, this is such a tough topic. How on earth will you deal with this? But Rachel handled this in her usual style and graceful way. And I think this is what impromptu speaking forces you to do, that it makes you, choose the first thing that comes into your head. You kind of can't avoid it. So Rachel asked me to look out for two main things: structure and connection with the audience. So structure, I thought this was really well structured, and that's sometimes difficult to achieve with an impromptu speech. She had a really nice introduction, an introduction of contrast, where she talked about being a dancer yet being lazy. And she talked about the contrast between loss and life. She also, in the middle, had this beautiful collection of stories and wisdom, and then ended really, really strongly as well. In terms of the connection element, I just love Rachel's calmness and poise. And I think a lot of this is achieved through really good pacing and pauses and just exuding this lovely, just serene feeling. And I loved the fact that she sort of drew from all this personal experience, and I think that's an excellent way of building connection with your audience. They want to know something about you, and I felt like we really learned something about Rachel in this speech. She also used storytelling really effectively in this, and she said this phrase, "Nothing bad had happened," and that made me think something bad is going to happen, this sense of foreboding, and I thought that really foreshadowed that well. She had such brilliant, sort of vivid descriptions of emotions, the blood rush, the lack of connection with her schoolmates, which made this even more personal. I mean, this was such a personal story. She talked about survival strategy and lessons learned from them. So it was, both emotional and philosophical and reflective at the same time, and really practical in terms of her advice of how to deal with trauma and find a way through. And that way through is through the body. That was her concluding line, which is still ringing in my ears. In terms of recommendation, I think Rachel was sort of slightly more inward with her gestures and sort of hanging towards the lectern a bit more than normal, but I think that can be forgiven because it sort of fitted with the speech because it is so difficult. But thank you again. Great connection, great structure. Thank you.